welcome back to another episode of the Holistic Cannabis Show, where I am your hostess, Dr. Yolanda Henderson, and always joined by my wonderful husband and co-host, Mr.
Hen Henderson.
There you go. You're Hen Henderson today, right?
Today I'm be Hen Henderson. I'm be your boy today.
I gotta ask, because these multiple personalities is real. I love it. All right, so we have a wonderful episode for December. Of course, happy Christmas if you all celebrate Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa if you celebrate Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah if you celebrate Hanukkah. All right, so wishing you a wonderful Hanukkah, and we'll talk about the principles of Kwanzaa. All right, all of the wonderful principles that we celebrate, and if you don't celebrate, you'll want to know what those principles mean. We can give you that information. But first of all, we want Mr. Henderson, Hen Henderson, to give us the outlets on how and where to watch the Holistic Cannabis Show.
All right, you can catch it on statusnetwork.net.
Manifest.
Holistic Cannabis Show.
That's
right there.
There you go.
You can call in at 470-251-4647. You got questions for the doctor.
That's right.
Or I. Mm-hmm. Instagram, Facebook, manifesttv.status. On Twitter, status_network_. Amazon Fire Stick and Roku, Status Network, Manifest TV, YouTube, Manifest TV. All of that. Still look for the Holistic Cannabis Show.
That's right.
You're going to want to see it today.
That's right, because we have some great information.
Ooh, man, we got that info. We're going to drop the bombs today.
But first of all, we want to say shouts out and happy birthdays to all December birthdays.
December birthday.
And we have some special people that we want to especially celebrate because they have already gone on into glory. But we want to shout out to Red Fox, who had a birthday in December, and he was one of the legends in comedy. So you guys know I'm already, want to be my comedian. And also, there you go. There's Miss Tina Adams, who had a birthday this past week. Happy birthday. My mom, Miss Rashonda, has had a birthday, having a birthday this month. And who else? All right, we
Lisa,
have
my sister Lisa, her birthday is coming through. All right, you know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ. He got a birthday.
They said that his birthday was in December. Yeah. We have a picture of Red Fox and I believe some of the other comedians that I sent. Let's see if we can pull those up.
Happy birthday to my nieces. Yeah, my niece had a birthday.
Okay, there it is. In remembrance.
Big dummy.
All right, Red Fox. And also to Flip Wilson, who had a birthday December. So these are the legends that I was talking about, guys.
Sammy Davis
All right,
Jr.
Sammy Davis Jr. Does you see the greatness in December, all of the December birthdays? You know I have to say something because it was also my birthday. Jay-Z had a birthday.
Your sister's birthday?
My sister Angela had a birthday. Niece Kendra. There's Eddie. There's some more people. I mean, the brilliance.
I was doing on February the 14th.
Well, hey. It could be. Could have been. All right. So y'all know, 9 months after February, Mr. Hand says. Led to December birthdays. All right. But because it's December and because it's a Christmas holiday, we have some gift ideas. All of the wonderful gifts that you can give your loved one for Christmas if they consume or if they, take place or take part in the cannabis industry, So we have a couple of ideas we want to post for you. And our first wonderful gift idea, what we have? All right, there you go. There's a Drew Martin ex-heretic, the herbalist.
Eau de Parfum.
There you go.
It's
there
French.
You go.
All right, a grinder. A good grinder would be good. This grinder is made by Sarah X. Hempson.
Yes, right.
Oh, man, that's a nice looking grinder right there. It looks sturdy. How about that? A good ashtray where you can contain the smell. When you get done smoking, you drop your smoke in there, put that lid on there, boom. All the smell is gone.
It's all gone.
Mr. Rolling Tray, yeah, that rolling tray. When you instead of trying to hold it in your hand and get your stuff together, you can get your stuff together on this fancy dancy little rolling tray right there. Separate the stems and seeds. Look at that, vacuum sealed jars.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You want to keep your stuff fresh. You want to keep it moistured in there. Particularly your flowers gonna want to be in a dark place, so you keep it dark in there to stop it from getting out of hand. But that THC still gonna be booming in that junk.
I like that one. That's the Blazy Susan spinning rolling tray. It spins, and you can put different things on it. You see how you can put your papers in one of them. You can
grinder.
Yeah, you put everything on there. That's cool. All right.
Pre-Juana cannabis infused dry spirit. How about that? Infused drink.
Infused drinks. There you go.
All right. Cloud 11 THC infused confections. Oh, wow. Octave power bank and travel safe. All right, you need to charge your phone up. You know what I'm saying, man? You need to keep your cards in a safe place. Your cannabis cards, you want to keep that in a safe place. That's what you'll had that for. Shouts out to Spirit Airlines that broke my suitcase the last time I traveled with you. I probably should have had my suitcase in one of those. Higher standards, Reverie, smell-proof crossbody bag.
A smell-proof bag.
Smell-proof bag.
Smell-proof.
Get your sprung junkie dog away from my bag, bro.
The sprung junkie dog.
The sprung junkie dog.
Don't you say that about the little animals.
House plant pancake ice sativa. Now, that right there look like that could almost be the strain of the day. But what you're going to do, you're going to put your buds inside the little container right there.
Is it got ice in it?
It grows.
Oh, okay.
Grows.
All right.
Hookah. So everybody that's down with the hookah bars, right?
Yes.
I see hookah lounges everywhere.
Everywhere now.
This is going to be the student glass gravity hookah. Gravity hookah. Boy, you put your flower or whatever you going to smoke in that joint or your herb, man, there's going to be some thunder.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's my favorite.
That right there is the equivalent of the Magic Butter infusing machine.
Yes.
Not only do you infuse cannabis in this thing, so let's get it straight. You know what I'm saying? These machines just ain't for cannabis, but that is one use of it, all right? It's a herbal oil infusion machine. So you can use your herbs, whatever it might be, whether it be lavender,
milk thistle.
Right? You could turn that into your own infusion, right? You add that to your butter. You can add that to your tea. See that? That work out for you right there. And, of course, if you got cannabis, cannabis works too.
I got sublingual strips.
THC infused sublingual strips. We saw this when we went to Vegas. Ken slips, right? You're just going to take one of the slips, stick it under your tongue. That way it dissolves. And once it dissolves, you are taking in that THC off that strip.
Off of the strip.
That's what that does.
No more smoking, no nothing.
No smell, no worrying about keeping up with oils, dropping too much oils. You just take the strip and it's already ready for you.
Right.
Now that right there is going to be your beverage enhancer right there. It's probably made out of terpenes, what I can imagine
THC.
the bottles is. THCs, they have your different terpenes. They got different flavors, watermelon, lime. Look like pink strawberry. You just spray that into your water, or give your water a little boost right there,
squeeze,
and go ahead and down that water. So that's what I'm saying. Pod tones. Look at that. A rosin vaporizer. All right. Rosin is like the stuff when you're done smoking. It's the brown stuff. If you smoke blunts or cigarillos, it's the brown stuff that's on the tip of your fingers. All right. It's concentrated.
There you go.
You get lit for Christmas.
So for Christmas, y'all know what y'all can give y'all's friends, especially if they indulge again.
What do you give a person that has everything?
Right.
That right there, what you just saw.
That right there, what you just saw. And my favorite one was the magic butter machine. Hint, hint.
I got you. I'm already on it, Santa Claus. I'm in constant communication with Santa Claus these days.
Okay. I've been good, haven't I?
True, you've been naughty.
Wow. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Nicely naughty.
Nicely naughty. Okay, that sounds better. All right. So, in other news, we have some information on how to make your Christmas extremely fun, especially with infusing brownies, right? Because infused products, infusing the turkeys, infusing all the cakes and stuff, you can do this kind of stuff,
Yeah,
right?
but you got to be careful though, because that one piece of cake might just really be all you need.
That's all you need.
And see me, man, the way I do, man, I've been to ate 2-3 pieces of that cake because I like lemon cake. That's my thing.
Yes.
So if you infused the lemon cake, man, and gave me a whole cake and it was infused,
you wouldn't be
man,
good.
you probably wouldn't be doing me no justice because I sleep for a week on that cake.
Right.
Yeah.
So there are ways that you can make your brownies infused, and we'll have this quick clip and then tell you how to calm down from your high if you get too high off of your snacks for the holidays. Watch this.
Fresh out the oven. We're going to let it sit so that it can settle, and then we're going to cut it and bag it.
Right there.
That was awesome. So y'all saw how to make canna brownies for your Christmas trees.
Fresh out the oven.
Fresh out the oven, using your cannabis butter.
What Santa Claus gonna be? Santa Claus, man.
Y'all gonna make
dressing up like Santa Claus.
That's right. All right, so we have some events, y'all, that we're getting ready to have for the Christmas holiday. So if we could pull up those events for Christmas. Of course, Kwanzaa is coming up December 26th. The 12 Flavors of Christmas is coming up to our location. We're letting our friends have our location have a toy drive. So if you have some toys and you want to get in free, there's a 12 Flavors of Christmas by Chef Lala, I believe, at Astro Culinary Eats, and they're going to be $5 to get in. It starts at 9, and there will be beverages available and small eatery. There's also talks of wing contests. So if you like wings, come on out. You'll be able to taste some of the treats and sweets at this event. So come on out, bring your toy, or come on out and just have fun at Highway 820, Highway 138 in Riverdale, Georgia. And you see the information there.
Hey,
all right.
Man,
so come on out. We're going to have some fun. Also, we're having our the Pro Bowl in Vegas.
We're going to the bowl, man.
So if you're interested in going out to the Pro Bowl, you got to come on and contact me because we're staffing retail positions. And also for February 13th, Los Angeles at Super Bowl 56. So if y'all want to do that, come on out. And here is our event for Christmas that we're actually having next Saturday, December the 18th from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. And that's over at 820 Highway 138 in Riverdale. So Wednesday's event, and then this event is on Saturday. So it's going to be food boxes, clothes, pictures with Santa, Mr. Henderson, and light snacks. So yes, he's going to dress up like Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah. Y'all just make sure that y'all take y'all kids to the bathroom before y'all bring them, man. Don't be having no accidents on Santa Claus clothes.
Oh, well, they gonna love that, Mr. Henderson.
Other than that, man, it's for the kids, man.
It's for the kids. He love the kids. That's right. That's a good. That is so awesome of you to be available. All right, so we have some things going on. Mr. Henderson is going to talk about this.
Real quick, while y'all see this right here. Rental payment history is now being included in Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's underwriting process. Now, real quick, what that means is, if you went to my website and you signed up on www.nthcredit.net, you would have saw where we allow or we assist in your rental payments being added to your credit profile as a trade line. Now see, if you would have got in early on this and you trying to buy a house within the next 6 months, 7 months, this would have been a great solid trade line. Why? Because most people gonna pay the rent. The only thing about it, the rent only benefits your landlord. Without this program, your landlord, he getting all the money. So yeah, man, he flipping houses and all this kind of stuff here and all this here, and he taking your $1,000, your $1,500, and what you getting in return for that? Nothing. You might as well www.nthcredit.net and sign up for my rent reporter program. That way, your landlord can report. You can have your rental payments reported as a trade line to all 3 bureaus. And now Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac is allowing your rental payment to carry the weight and act as a trade line. Now y'all better come on and get with your boy, because I told y'all today I'm dropping bombs.
That's right.
Today I'm dropping bombs today. So check this out. Do I keep going with the whole session?
Yeah.
Do I keep going with the whole session?
Y'all want some more of this session? All
right, check this out.
Credit repair.
Here we go. Our efforts are supported by thousands of people throughout the country as we work to advance marijuana reform in all 50 states and at the federal level. So now it takes money to do that. Now you can chip in your $5. You got 5 on it. I got 5 on it, and we gonna advocate this thing. That make us have 10. Now, if I got 10 on it, and I go find somebody else that gonna put another 10 on it, then we got 20, right? It costs money to get out here and get in these folks' face and tell these folks why they need to legalize cannabis and what kind of reforms need to go in place, right? It costs postage and everything, all right? So we're going to keep going there. Normal in the media. On the federal level, Congress fumbles once again on passing cannabis banking reforms. That hurt my feelings when I found out that they took out safe banking from the NDAA, them dirty dollars.
That was not supposed to be. That was not supposed to happen.
That was not supposed to happen that way.
All the way
so
wrong.
So it looked like, but
that was wrong.
Check this out. There are other congressmen and congresswomen who are just as pissed. But the reason that they are pissed is because their friends and their family can't make the money until the safe banking ain't passed. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, anybody going to make some money on it, go ahead and make the money on it. But at the same time, they had a vested interest in it passing because it did pass in the House. Just didn't pass when it got to the Congress, but they owe that. So now we got to learn it on there. 2021 was a record year for the advancement of cannabis science, which we saw that there were a lot of people that are interested in the actual science of cannabis. There's not there's a lot of people that's there's a lot of people that's still interested in it from the recreational standpoint, but that's just a merely experiment. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna go to a dispensary because Planet 13 is open. But there are actually people who want to know more about cannabis, the terpenes. How does it help me with my illness? What is a CBD? All that kind of stuff. Well, check this out. You're in luck today, because in January, the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science will begin running again. We'll be fired up again. We took a little break between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we got our comprehensive medical. All right, very good. We got our comprehensive medical cannabis course kicking off on January the 8th, 2022, along with the cannabis health coach class, February 19th, 2022. Look at all the stuff you're going to learn this time. Look at all the stuff. Medical cannabis business certified, medical cannabis dispensary, technician certificates, medical cannabis comprehensive and cultivation cert. That means when you put your hands on it, you're going to know what you're talking about. You ain't got to guess what it is. You can be able to have real discussions about cannabis and actually participate more higher than just on a stoner level, because I used to get high kind of stuff. You'll be able to talk about really what it boiled down to, the difference between THC and CBD and CBG and CBN and TVA. You'll be able to know all that good stuff there. Come on, y'all. Let's get with it.
That's it. Let's get rid of it.
Now, the other bomb that I was dropping, all right, we done dropped two bombs, boy. Hiroshima is coming. You know what I'm saying? Because now we're finna drop a Chernobyl on you now. Because we talking about credit, right? So, y'all know I just completed my credit repair and restoration ebook. All right, we get ready to, clap that down for your boy. So, to celebrate the commencement of that book. Now, you can order that book from getting in contact with the Gift of Life Community Home, which all of our credit repair discussions, workshops, seminars is under that parent, because we want to be able to provide education and information, right? What we do ain't necessarily about the profit. That's why we're a nonprofit. We want you to get the information. We want you to get the knowledge, because that's the best way to arm yourself and prepare yourself for the post-pandemic economic situations that's going to be coming. Your credit is going to play a major part. All right? So, you can get that book, www.nthcredit.net. All right, and the book is entitled The Credit Cookbook.
There you go.
Right, we whipping up recipes.
The cookbook.
We whipping up recipes.
That's awesome.
Hey man, can we go to the next page after this cover page right here? And I want y'all to see. Look at that. Look at all that information up under there. Look at all that information. This kind of stuff that we talk about. We talk about how they calculate your credit score. More precisely, we give you everything that you need, the FDCPA, the CRA, what it all means, statistics, how debt impacts your credit report. We talk about everything. We talk about the statute of limitations, the credit time clock, expired debt, and what does that mean to you? See, it's a lot of stuff that y'all watching on YouTube where them folks ain't got it all together now. You know what I'm saying? We breaks it down.
Breaking it down.
And guess what? We got the most recent information for the Credit Bureau contact information. We tell you about the other data furnishers that's out there that's supplying information to the credit bureaus, right? So check this out. Today, we're going to hit you right there with the top 10 basic credit repair letters. All right? In my ebook, it starts on page 68. We're going to go to page 68, and I'm going to show you some of these top 10 dispute letters. All right? Look at this here. Now, when you first start your dispute, you're gonna start off everything with a letter to the bureau saying, "Hey, bureau, this is what I'm noticing." Now, I know that I got some stuff on my report that ain't all the way right. All right. Now, we start these letters with round 1, and what it is a letter to remove inaccurate credit information. All right, and if you take a look at that letter cites all of the laws, everything that's involved with it, right? I understand that under 15 USC section 168, you must complete this reinvestigation within 30 days of this letter. You see what I'm saying? It's holding the credit bureaus and data furnishers, it's holding them accountable for the things that's being reported in your credit. So now you done started off on your credit journey, but don't know where to go, don't know how to construct this letter. Well, guess what? In my ebook, it's going to have the template just like this, with a description at the top. You're going to typically send this to the credit bureaus. You wouldn't send this to a credit card company or a collection agency, all right? You're going to start off everything with the credit bureaus. Then, after you send that letter off, mark yourself a timer on your calendar for roughly 30 days, all right? Roughly 30 days after that now, because according to the law now, on their side, they also have 30 days to respond. All right. Now, after you send that first letter and they don't respond, you're going to go to the next letter that's after this one here. Now, the next letter is telling them that you want to have it reinvestigated.
Right.
Right? They come back after your initial dispute and say, "Oh, yeah, we confirmed all this. We confirmed all that." No, man.
No.
Look, you send them
Don't
another
give
letter.
up.
Right? Don't go for the banana in the tailpipe, because now you're going to go to the next letter after this. All right. Now that first letter, while my guy getting it together, that first letter is a letter of information. Remember now, it goes to the bureau. All right. That particular letter is going to go to the bureau. Now the other side of that strategy is there is a letter that you send to the creditor too. And we're going to show you that. But all the letters that I'm showing you today, that's in my ebook that you can get, www.nthcredit.net, and just say, "I want one." Find us on Instagram. Find us on Facebook, NTH Credit. When you find us right there, just put in the comments, "I want one of those books." All right? Check this out. If you're watching us live right now, you can go on and put in the comment section, "I want one of those books." And we're going to make sure that we get that book to you.
That's right.
All right? So,
or you can call us.
470-251-4647. When we say Holistic Cannabis Show, you say, "Hey, I want one of those books." We're going to get that book out there to you.
There you go.
You can call us at 888-959-2093. When we pick up the phone, "Hey, now how you doing?" "Hey, I want one of them books." We're going to get one of them books out there to you. Now the next letter that was after that first letter, that letter right there, and we're going to get him to blow this up now for some of my visually impaired people who might not be able to see this here. All right? This is a formal complaint that you have ignored my previous request and failed to maintain reasonable procedures in your operations to ensure maximum possible accuracy in the credit records that you publish. You see that right there? This is after they don't respond by the time that you've counted your 30 days. That's giving them 15 more days. So the whole total of that first process is around 45 days. All right? Now, if in 45 days you don't have no answer, in 30 days if you don't have no answer, you send that letter right there. You send that letter certified, receipt requested, so you can make sure that somebody at the bureaus receive that letter. All right? Now, if you do get a response, then you're going to move on to the next letter that we're about to show you. Now, keep in mind now that according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, those laws were put in place not only just to protect the consumer, but they was put in place also too for the creditor. All right. Now, this next letter, number 3, is a Bureau reinvestigation letter. Now, that it came back to you and they said, no, man, we done verified all this here. Well, you know, the only verifying that they do is inside the bureaus, whatever they got in their computer, right? So when they get the first letter, they go get the first letter, put it up in their little computer and say, nah, man, I see this Goldsmiths right there. Nah, man, that's accurate. We're going to hurry up and send a letter back because they supposed to get millions of letters. You see what I'm saying? So they kind of in a hurry, too. You might run across an agent who could be like, okay, well, yeah, I see this, I see this, I see this. This shouldn't be here. And then they'll start delete stuff. But that's rare that you're going to get an agent like that. All right, that's rare, first of all.
Right.
Unless this your mama, your cousin, your brother, sister, nephew. You show what I'm saying? Show them going with that. Now, the Bureau reinvestigation letter is simply saying, hey, man, you sent me something that I still don't agree with that. So now I have the right under the FDCPA, under the FCRA and the Credit Reporting Act, the CROA, I have the right to come back and ask you, what method did you use to verify that? Did you have a contract with my signature on it? Now, here's the trick. Some people say, oh, well, you got to send me something that got my signature on it. And the folks will mess around and send you a statement. That's called a stall tactic. All right? Now, with stall tactics are widely used at the bureaus, but they also try to stall you out on their research. So what you got to do is you hit them with that Bureau reinvestigation letter that we just showed you, all right? And then you're going to move on to the next letter. Now, the next letter, number 4 gets a little bit more wordy with them people, all right? The 4th letter, that's a bad piece of paper right there. Now, the 4th letter, as soon as we can get that one up on the screen, if we can. I know he's working on it back there, right? Because there's a whole lot of information, man. There's a whole lot of information. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. But it's Christmas time, so I'm going to help y'all this time. All right? I'm going to help you. There you go. Now, this letter is a warning to remove incorrect items from my credit report. You see that? It said warning. I recently sent you a request to reinvestigate the information previously disputed. I have attached my previous correspondence for you to revisit. The computer-generated response I received is unacceptable, and I am losing patience. You see that? See, that letter got a little bit more aggressive. Remove this incorrect information at once and send me a updated copy of my credit history report. All right? Now, see? Don't take no for a answer, all right? Because them folks gonna stall you. The credit bureaus is $1 billion business. It's a very big business now, and it's a global business. So they gonna do everything that they can because they make money when they report. You hear me? They make money when they publish. So it's not in their best interest to just go through arbitrarily and conduct all these audits. That's why you reach out to www.nthcredit.net or the giftoflifecommunityhome.org, right? And you reach out and you call us 888-959-2093. You give us a shout, and we'll walk you through the process.
That's it.
All right? Now, we got some other letters that we're going to try to see if we can run through right quick that go to the data furnishers. Now, a data furnisher, you say, well, what is a data furnisher? That's just my original creditor. No, it's not. Your data furnisher can be the original creditor. Your data furnisher can be the collection agency. Now, there are 5 letters there, but in the interest of saving time for the show now, because I do got to give time for the good doctor to talk with y'all today. So I just wanted to drop those letters on you real quick. Now, these are the top 10 dispute letters, all right? We covered the disputed, the Bureau no response, the Bureau reinvestigation. Number 4 is the Bureau warning. Let's see here if we can scroll down past that number 4 here.
That's not.
Number 5, all right, is the furnisher basic disputing format. All right, with that format, you're sending it out to the actual furnisher, right? Like what we were just talking about. You got the original creditor, and then you have the collection agency. All right, the next letter is the furnisher no response. These next 5 letters is just like the first 5 letters, but instead of them going to the credit bureaus, they actually go to the person who put the stuff on your credit report. Furnisher reinvestigation. Hey man, you didn't do enough. You got to send me how you know that this is mine.
Right.
All right. Then you got your furnisher warning. When they don't respond, hey man, you didn't respond. So now these are the actions that I can lawfully take. You got your validation letter in there. Your validation letter is number 9. All right. That letter right there, you're gonna send it to. They have a bureau validation letter that you send to the bureau. And then they have a validation letter that you're going to send to the collection agency or to the original creditor. That's when you're asking for, hey, man, how do you know that this is mine? Send me something with my signature.
Right.
Now, where it gets tricky at is when you apply for stuff online. Because when you apply for stuff online, you see what I'm saying, there is no signature. You know what they use?
Electronic signatures?
Electronic signatures, but you know how they really get you? The IP address.
Oh.
Now, does that mean that fraud does not happen? Yes, fraud does still happen. A person can still get your information, go right down to the public library and apply for stuff in your name.
Right.
You still can dispute that. Person say, oh yeah, well, we got your signature on file. Okay, send me that signature on file. And if they send that signature on file, you know what your signature look like. Oh, that's not my signature.
Right.
Now it turns into a fraud situation and a fraud investigation.
Right.
During which, while the investigation is happening on those fraudulent charges, they are barred from reporting this on your credit bureau. Y'all didn't just hear that, did it? Or did it just go over y'all head?
All right.
As long as it's fraud, they cannot report that on your bureau. Now, some credit repair companies, they call this a quick wash, or they wash your report, where they actually take every negative item and dispute it under identity theft.
Right.
Well, there's a downside to it, and he ain't always gonna give you the upside and the downside. The upside is in 7 days they're gonna take this off your report, and guess what? Go apply for something else. Boom, all the negative stuff gone. But here's the thing about that: when they get done doing their investigation, all this stuff come right back to your credit report. You not already paid the credit repair dude all this ungodly sums of money, and he done disappeared. Who you think they gonna ask about those fraudulent dispute charges? You or the credit repair dude? They gonna ask you. Because that credit repair company that took that route did it under your name. Just like with the PPP loan. Somebody filled out a PPP application for me, told me I'd get up $5,000 out of the PPP. Now I got $25,000. They got the other 5, so I got a total of 30 that I'm on the hook for. And then them folks gonna find out that your business ain't even a real business. Guess who got to pay that 30 back? You.
Ooh, not
the person that
25.
filled out the form. That's why y'all have to be careful.
Yeah.
That's why I just decided, you know what, instead of charging everybody for it, 'tis the season to be jolly. Fa la 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 la. I'm going to hit you with this letter, and I'm going to let you see how to do it for yourself. Because, you know, the Bible, you know, a lot of the preachers and stuff that talk about what not to carry into 2022, don't carry that bad debt into 2022. How about that?
Woo! That gave me chills.
They say, oh yeah, well, don't carry in them negative relationships. Don't carry in that negative credit score, Rev. All right.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Reverend Credit Repair,
So I just
y'all.
wanna put
Reverend
y'all
Credit
up on that
Repair.
right quick. All right. The last letter, the last top 10 letter is called estoppel by silence. Estoppel by silence happens when the bureaus or the data furnishers does not respond in the time allowed, right? My grandmama and them used to say, oh, well, your silence means that you condone.
Yeah.
So with a credit bureau and collection companies, if they don't respond, it's safe to say that, number one, that collection company is out of business. That original creditor is out of business. Now, keep in mind now, if they don't respond by your first letter within 30 days, they got to remove that.
Right.
All right. But if it has to go all the way to letter number 10, you've sent everything that you were supposed to send. You send at a stopper letter, certified mail with a return receipt. And guess what? If that don't come back to you in 15 days, regardless of the amount of debt, okay, debt amount does not matter when you're dealing with the law side of repairing and restoring your credit. All right. It don't have anything to do with that.
It don't.
So if you did it at a tote the note car lot, and you owe $15,000 when COVID started, and you've been following us on the show, sending your letters, following us on the Zoom calls that we do every Wednesday for free. If you've been doing your due diligence and putting all the connecting the dots and using this information that we've been giving y'all,
Right.
if that company, you had a car with a total note and you owed $25,000 and that car lot went out of business and you disputed that, guess what? They reported on your credit bureau and they haven't responded back to you in all this time. We get them off.
Right. Okay. So when businesses go out of business,
They don't notify the bureaus that they went out of business.
Okay.
They don't send a letter to Experian and TransUnion and say, hey, man, I had to close my doors due to COVID. No, they don't. So the bureaus have the last entry still reporting on your credit.
Right.
Just like clockwork, still factored into your credit score percentages.
Right.
Now, if you want to know some more about that, www.nthcredit.net. I got you.
Right. All right. Y'all heard it here. Mr. Henderson, thank you so much for all of that wonderful information. Credit Repair, Mr. Reverend Credit Repair. That's what I'm going to call him, y'all. Reverend Credit Repair. All right, so on the Holistic Cannabis Show, if this is your first time viewing the show, we talk about all things especially relating to cannabis, but not necessarily. We also have to talk about news, current events, and stuff that helps build our communities, because we want to make our communities a safe and a happy, holistic place to live. That is our mission statement for the Gift of Life Community Home, where we're in partnership with all of the other services that we offer. So Mr. Henderson is allowed by law to work under the establishment of the Gift of Life Community Home and providing those services for the communities for people who need it. Now, if you know someone who actually does not want to do the work and want Mr. Henderson or I to complete your credit report and do the analysis, we do a free consultation. And if you would give us a call at 1-888-959-2093, again, that is 888-959-2093. Leave a message. If we don't reply, we will get back to you within 24 business days or hours. Right. So, Mr. Henderson, thank you again. Again, if you'd like to share this information, cannabis, we did not talk about the strain of the week. Do you have a strain for us?
I do.
All right.
The strain of the week is, well, I think the strain of the week should be edible. Okay. But that's okay. We ain't got to do that.
All right.
That right there is Christmas OG. Y'all know they had a strain called Christmas OG.
Christmas OG.
Look at the Christmas OG. Smell. Use your imagination on smell-o-vision and inhale just one time.
Right.
Christmas OG. Well, now the Christmas OG strain now does look like a little Christmas tree. It's Christmas tree green. It's an indica strain.
All right.
You smoke that right there, you going to sleep. It's going to be time to lay it down. It's good for anxiety. It's good for pain relief. It's good for if you need the munchies. You're trying to be in a nice relaxation for Christmas, not letting all the news that's going on in the world get to you and get you bogged down. Get that Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree.
All right. So, in other news, Dirty Dozen always talk about something in the health and wellness aspect of your life cycle or circle. So, these are some of the best or dozen fruits and vegetables that you should use organic whenever possible. There's number one, strawberries. They need to be organic because of the pesticides, the amount of pesticides that they spray on these fruits and vegetables. Spinach, nectarines, your apples, your grapes, your peaches, cherries, your pears, tomatoes, celery, potatoes, and your sweet bell peppers. Also, bonus is your hot peppers. Now, when you go to the grocery store, did you not know that there is an organic section and a regular produce section? Your organic section, the number on the produce barcode starts with a 9 if it's organic. If it's non-organic, it's going to start with your number 4. So make sure that you're looking at those produce numbers so that you can get your organic fruits and vegetables. That way you can get the medicinal benefit, because what we teach and what naturopaths know about is that your food is your medicine. So as long as you have the medicinal food products, you're getting yourself well. So whatever situations or foods that you're going to try to use to build your health and wellness will be starting with the number 9 and used in the produce section. And best to go and take a perimeter of your grocery store before you do the inner section of the grocery store, making sure those are all organic produce and foods. We wish that we had more organic stores in the neighborhoods of the Black communities. That way we can all get those natural organic fruits and vegetables. But if you grow your own, like we teach you over at the Gift of Life Community Home, you will be able to have your own nice produce without the pesticides, and especially with your cannabis products as well. We want to make sure that you get those tested and make sure that they don't consist of the non-organic pesticides, right?
That's right.
All right, so before we leave, I just wanted to go ahead and reiterate the fundraising that we have going on with the United Fundraising League and scholarships and programs like that for social gaming. If you would like to help us out and purchase a gift card, they're only $20 a month, up to $220 or $250. You will be able to entertain yourself and get into those events for the social gaming for adults. Now, you don't have to be a gamer that's experienced gamer. The games are like Candy Crush and all those other kind of games. They're tournaments. So if you go ahead and call us and help us with the fundraising, that would be so awesome. Also, UGA games. We are doing now staffing for UGA games, University of Georgia at Athens. So we want to shout out to University of Georgia for allowing us, to work their concessions and help them out with our fundraising endeavors. So big shouts out to Airmark and Georgia State the University of Georgia. All right, so also the last topic that we wanted to cover, which was our topic of discussion, was the Congressman slammed Senate after making Marijuana Banking Act excluded from the defense bill. Yes, they have been in upheaval since they have took out the safe banking out of the legislation. So a new version of a congressional defense bill does not include marijuana banking reform following negotiations between the House and the Senate. But the lead sponsor of the cannabis reform didn't go down without a fight, filing an amendment in committee to attach the marijuana language to the legislation, though he ultimately didn't insist on a vote. While the House passes its initial version of the National Defense Authorization Act, or the NDAA, we talked about a couple of shows ago, in September with language to protect banks and work with state legal cannabis businesses, those provisions were not attached to a new bicameral deal filed on Tuesday. All right, so these latest iterations will now go through both chambers again before potentially being sent to the president's desk. Republican Ed Perlmutter of Democrat of Colorado, chief sponsor of the Secure and the Fair Enforcement Act, or the SAFE Banking Act, didn't force a vote on the amendment in the House Rules Committee, but its last-minute introduction sparked an impassioned debate within the panel, where multiple members expressed frustration over how Senate leadership has approached the issue. And at Tuesday's meeting, Rules Committee Chairman Jim McGovern a Democrat of Massachusetts, sharply criticized Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, a Democrat from New York, who has insisted that broad justice-focused marijuana reform should be addressed before passing something like the Safe Banking Act. And he says, I don't really quite know what the hell his problem is, McGovern said, referring to Schumer, but what he's doing is he's making it very difficult for a lot of small businesses and minority-owned businesses to deal with the issues of cannabis, to be able to move forward and to expand and to hire more people. All right, so Republican Adam Smith, chairman of the House Armed Services Committee, who is a lead negotiator on the NDAA, also expressed frustration over how Senate leadership has approached the cannabis banking issue. All right, so the impact of this is, as a practical matter, to not have the Safe Banking Act is incredibly dangerous, he said, adding that small businesses basically have to run a cash business, all right, and they don't, or they can't do the normal banking that is available to them in the states where marijuana is legal. Colorado, cannabis here in Georgia, there's a medical cannabis here. So he says, I even seriously consider saying, we're going to put it in and the Senate can deal with it, Smith said. But the bottom line is, if the majority leader in the Senate has this opinion, and it's worth noting that the majority leader has a similar position in the Senate, they don't want this included. That's not the way the process works. Smith and other lawmakers said that while they support cannabis legislation, inserting it over the Senate's objections could doom the overall defense bill, a scenario that they weren't willing to risk. Okay, so
I'm just saying though, but just like we talk about in Module 5, right? When we talk about safe banking, we talking about Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, J.P. Morgan Chase. We talking about SunTrust. We talking about
all of them.
Banks like that. But now, because you allow like in Colorado and places like that, you allow it to be legal on a state level. The winners of this decision is still going to be primarily the local owned banks, the credit unions, the smaller holding institutions. So a lot of those are going to definitely step in and fill the gaps and receive the most of the money that big banks would have been getting in fees. So it's a two-edged sword, and it's a sorry part of our government that says, okay, well, if a person who has a regular bank account with Bank of America who happens to also own a cannabis business, oh yeah, well, he could give us his money in fees to his personal account, but he can't give it to us in the one where he make the most money. So now that puts dispensaries in a bad situation, because at the end of the day, when they should be normally making deposits into their repository informations or repository holding spots, aka their bank, they're not able to. So they have to hold that much cash on spot. You know how much robbery you open them up to, how much thievery you open them up to.
Not caring.
You're risking the virtual. Well, you're risking their safety to go home to their children at night.
And they're helping people because it's medicine, right? We're here in Georgia, where they will have dispensaries for medical patients. We already have our cards. We already talked about that. You can get a THC card, and you can go to different states that have THC as medicine, but you can't. You got to risk, the livelihood. You're already going through a risk because you're sick. So you got more anxiety, this is the same stuff that we're using to help us with the anxiety, with the things. And then another topic on top of that is that the cannabis being used for veterans, veterans who need medication. They don't mind throwing us the tramadol and the gabapentin and all of the other stuff. Not like we're on products. They don't mind that, but when it comes to cannabis, a natural plant, something that you can grow in your backyard, This is ridiculous. So we're asking everyone to come on. Let's advocate. Let's get this together. Let's write our Congress. Let's do some stuff. So we have an action to do.
We need to withhold our vote for these people, man.
Okay, so y'all know who's doing this. So until next time, we will talk about this another time. We'll see you all later. Thanks for watching.
Shout out to my man Robert Pete and the Pete family, man. Rest in peace.